Daniel 8 has a very cultic theme dealing with the sanctuary and its cleansing. Both the beasts are sacrificial animals. With that in mind, we can analyze Phase 2 of the Little Horn, where Phase 1 was the horizontal movement of the Roman Empire. We now start to see vertical movement, where the horn magnifies itself and takes away the daily sanctuary ministrations. Note that the sacrifice is a supplied word, and that there was much more than sacrifices going on in the sanctuary, which is what the little horn cast down. The little horn cast truth to the ground and prospered. The whole time period would last 2,300 days, or 2,300 years, at which point the sanctuary would be cleansed. The extra-biblical book of Maccabees tries to make this fit into the life of Antiochus Epiphanes, but has to deny certain symbols and ignore certain aspects of the text. And even the time frame, 2,300 days, they try to cut in half, and even half doesn't quite fit what Antiochus Epiphanes performed. At the end of Daniel 8, Daniel fainted before Gabriel could complete his exposition of the meeting, and so Daniel was left without understanding what he saw. Daniel 9 starts with Daniel recognizing that the 70 years of exile, as prophesied by Jeremiah, are nearly up, and he's concerned that return to Jerusalem may no longer be possible. Too many have forsaken their father's religion. Gabriel reappears to give Daniel understanding and tells him to consider the vision, but there's no vision in Daniel 9. Gabriel must be referring to Daniel 8 vision that he didn't understand. 70 weeks are determined. The word determined also means cut off. Considering the vision, we are now to understand that the 490 years are to be the first 490 years of the 2,300-year prophecy. Gabriel now gives Daniel a starting point for the 2,300 years, the going forth of the commandment to restore and rebuild Jerusalem. In the Bible, we have 4 commands to various people to restore and to build Jerusalem. The first being Cyrus' original command in 536 BC that ended the 70-year exile and allows the Jews to return to Judea and rebuild the temple, recorded in Ezra 1, verses 1 to 4. However, Cyrus died 6 years later, and his predecessors halted any progress that had been made. Then, in 522 BC, Darius I reaffirmed Cyrus's command, and the temple construction resumed, recorded in Ezra 6, 1 to 12. Up to this point, the focus had been only the temple. The Jews had not rebuilt any cities and had not regained any form of governance. As recorded in Ezra 7, 12 to 26, in 457 BC, Artaxerxes gave Ezra the rights to restore and rebuild cities, including Jerusalem, and self-govern the Judea area. One last command noted, in 444 BC, Nehemiah was given a command to return to Judea and help his countrymen rebuild. However, this command was more of a personal royal allowance to allow Nehemiah to return to Judea, not a decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem. By comparing Daniel 7 and 8, we see the action of removing the daily ministration and casting down the sanctuary to be actions associated also with the little horn of Daniel 7, when he blasphemes God and attempts to change times and laws. We also note that these activities occurred well after the destruction of the Jewish temple in AD 70, and after the fall of Rome in AD 476. We are now dealing with the vertical aspects of this prophecy, and the sanctuary must mean the sanctuary in heaven. In Revelation, we see no less than 13 references to a heavenly temple, and Moses was shown a pattern from which to build the earthly sanctuary from. Too many Christians dismiss the Old Testament, but there is so much truth in it. Starting at 457 BC, 2,300 years takes us to 1844 AD. In 1844 AD, the heavenly sanctuary started to be cleansed. Christ moved from the holy to the most holy of the heavenly sanctuary to perform the cleansing. This parallels the annual Yom Kippur of the Jewish temple, and is noted to mean that judgment has started. Daniel 8 thus seems to end in the year 1844. Noting the judgment scene of Daniel 7, 1844, the start of the judgment, would then appear to be immediately prior to the second coming. Daniel 8 gives us a few more characteristics of this kingdom that is often referred to as the Antichrist power, some of which appears to match characteristics we've already covered in Daniel 7. 1. The daily ministrations were taken away. 2. The place of the sanctuary was cast down. 3. A host was given against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. 4. It cast the truth to the ground. 5. It practiced and prospered. 6. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. 7. He shall destroy wonderfully. 8. He shall destroy the mighty and holy people. 9. Through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. 10. He shall magnify himself in his heart. 11. By peace shall destroy many. 12. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. 13. But he shall be broken without hand. I will be combining these with the attributes of the little horn from Daniel 7 and other contexts and attributes from the rest of the Bible in a separate video to expose who this Antichrist power is.